Hey, this is Nathan from the Slyde, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
Brutally delicious!
I'm tired, but pretty
What, you
good.
been up mixing, or what have you been doing?
No, I just fucking had the worst nightmare last night. It woke me up.
Oh, really?
Woke me up in the middle of the night at like 3:30 in the morning. I just couldn't get back to sleep.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrible. It
Wow,
was
that sucks.
it was like one of those dreams that's so real. And then when you wake up, you don't know if your dream was
Yeah.
real or if what was real. And it
Were
wasn't
you drinking? Were you drinking heavily, or how did that happen?
I don't know. I have no idea. My dreams are pretty vivid
Oh, nice.
normally,
most
but
of the,
they don't usually like wake me up like that. But
most of the time, I don't remember my dreams.
oh God, I wish I had that problem.
No, see, I wish we could swap. I'd like to.
My dreams write books, man. It's crazy.
That's pretty weird.
My wife's like, "Are you still telling me about your dream? It's been like 5 minutes." I'm like, "Hey, this is what happened in my dream."
That's funny.
Yeah. And then we had the grout guy come today to regrout the shower.
Oh yeah,
So that was done. And
is it all done?
yeah, it's done. I just got to clean it up tomorrow.
No big deal.
No, not at all. He's so cheap too. Like $250 came in and got rid of all the old stuff and put the new stuff in.
Nice, and probably a whole hell of a lot easier than you could have done it.
Oh my God. I started to do it. Bruce, I started to do it and I didn't get one piece of grout out in 15 minutes and I just said, fuck this.
Really?
I was like, I am doing this. I don't know what I'm doing. But my wife is a huge fan of Judge Judy. And so I obviously it's always on in the background, but she said this quote the other day and I used it to get out of doing the job myself. She said, "We all have that significant other that goes to do something and the intention's good, but if they do it, it's going to cost you an extra $7,000 than if you would have just hired someone to do it."
That's me.
That's me too.
I'm the home improvement putz for sure.
Dude, I replaced a toilet roll holder in this place. Cost me for the toilet roll holder. It was $25. I got like one of those fancy flip up ones. I'm like,
Right.
oh yeah, this is gonna be so nice. Yeah. In the end, it was over $100 because I had to repaint. I had to repaint the whole bathroom. First time I bought the wrong color matching paint, and then I couldn't get a paint that matched. And then I did 3 coats of paint on it. Then I got paint all over the baseboards and the roof.
Now I don't feel so bad because I'm usually like, you know what? People laugh at me, but my son's friends come over. They're like 16 and 17, and they're like, "I'll fix your steps and I'll change the oil in your car. How about it, man? I'll just pay you."
Yeah. No, my wife always tells me, whenever you say you're going to do something, I always fear it's going to be the toilet roll holder story all over again.
Love the vote of confidence. That's beautiful.
Yeah. She's like, that doesn't sound abusive, does it? I'm like, no.
Nice. So here's a story for you from my weekend. I don't know if you looked at my Facebook page.
I did. You got a dog.
Boy, is she afraid of everything, dude.
Oh, really?
I don't know who had her, but I know she was a puppy mill rescue. I don't think she's ever been around people.
Oh, man.
She's the sweetest thing in the world, but she won't come. I mean, she plays with doesn't play with them, but she gets along with my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But she won't. She has to be seeing us or be near us, but you can't touch her.
Aw.
And she kind of sits in the corner, cowering and like making sure she's looking. She's in the other room here, looking at me through the hallway.
Yeah.
But if I went to pet her, she doesn't want anything to do with me.
Yeah.
Not yet. It's going to be a long road.
It's going to be a few weeks, yeah. When I lived in Canada, I had a dog care business, and I came across a few dogs like that.
It takes a while, right?
Oh, God, yeah, man. It's sad, but the commitment that you put into it is so rewarding in the end.
And she's not aggressive. She's a sweetheart. She's just like, I think she's been beat or something's wrong because you can't even get near her.
Yeah, I mean, she was probably maybe not even beat. She might have been just chained up and not allowed to do anything.
Yeah. I think they said after like her fourth round of puppies, they just put her out in the backyard and waited for somebody to come get her.
She was giving birth?
Yeah, 4 puppies. I mean, 4 litters already. It was some like weird breeder.
Yeah, she's probably even has a little post-traumatic stress then from from that.
Yeah, she's you can see right now she's pacing back and forth in front of the door, but
Oh man,
whatever. At least she needs to put on some weight, but she's in the right spot because, as you know, we spoil the animals here. So
oh yeah, and she couldn't be in a better place,
yeah, I think she'd be all right.
The reward you get too from giving that commitment to the animal,
Yeah,
they end up usually being the most loyal dogs that will ever exist.
I should have been studying today, and I'm at work instead, like looking up how to socialize them and get them adjusted and do this whole thing. So we're trying.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How you doing today?
Cool, man. Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right. Are you still up in Canada?
Oh, yeah. So, wait, it's Bruce and Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure I get the name
Chris
right.
is a fellow Canadian.
Oh, yeah, he's a fellow Canadian, eh?
Oh yeah, I knew all about it.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
I know all about it.
Just gonna go out for a fucking rip, are ya?
Oh, just going for a rip, buddy. Just gonna go see I'm gonna go see a Blue Jays game later today.
Oh,
Nice.
Gonna watch them get spanked by Baltimore.
hey, that's where I am basically.
Oh yeah, where are you?
I'm in North Virginia. I would say the
Same with you,
Nationals would
Bruce?
probably be my home team, but I really don't give a shit about baseball.
Yeah,
I'm in
that
Richmond,
saddens me.
Virginia.
Okay, right.
So central, about an hour and a half from Chris.
Yeah.
Okay,
Something
cool.
like that, depending on the
Sweet.
traffic up there in that shitty hellhole of a city.
It is crazy up here, yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah,
So-
I've never been. So I've been to Buffalo and Rochester. That's basically it.
DC is like Vegas without the party.
Okay, so what? Lots of gambling.
Not really. That's what I mean.
Lots of
There's-
hookers.
Okay, yeah.
but
yeah.
it's like all the architecture is just massive and it's like so grandiose. Everything you see is just huge and well manicured and yeah.
right. Cool.
Awesome. So we could just jump in, and I think the starting point I'd like to jump in at is tell us about the Wacken Metal Battle and how that went.
Cool. So we're live already.
It's not live; we're recording. So I'm gonna
Okay,
edit.
so then you'll just edit whatever, right?
Yeah, I'll make us all sound much better than we do now.
Okay, cool. So cool. So I can say dumb shit, and you'll be able to
Say whatever you want, but a
You
lot of
say
dumb
dumb
is
shit,
funny,
we usually leave it in.
Oh yeah,
we
and
say even dumber shit.
I can curse as much as I
Please
want.
do.
And,
You know
okay,
the whole
perfect.
Canadian bit's going in, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, please do. Don't hold back.
Okay, so did you want me to like give you like a brief like summary of the band, or like are you guys already like informed as to what we do and all that, or?
You can go ahead. I know I'm informed. Chris was checking out earlier this morning, so if you
Yeah.
want to give us a brief summary and then
Yeah.
talk to me about the band. I mean the Wacken Festival will be good to go.
Yeah, okay. Well, long story short, we've been a band for 10 years and released 2 full lengths and 4 EPs in that time. And we've played almost 200 shows throughout Canada, mostly Eastern Canada, just because we're based in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're like a mix of like, the best way I can describe it is that we gather our influences from European melodic, like metal and like death metal and heavy metal and that kind of stuff. Japanese video game music, because like I played a lot of Nintendo when I was a kid, and like Western grunge and like alternative rock.
Right.
So those are kind of like the 3 main influences that I kind of tell people, or at least music buffs or whatever.
Right.
And then I usually say that fans of Dream Theater, Rush, Coheed and Cambria, Wacken, and Megadeth usually like us. Well, at least I hope that they do.
Cool.
So that's kind of how we sound, I guess, or in a nutshell.
Right.
So yeah, and then we did the Wacken Metal Battle Canada competition. They started beginning of this year, and surprisingly, we won because there was there was some backlash when we won the competition, because we're such a, like I was explaining the influences, it's like we can play with metal bands on a bill, but we can also play with rock bands, we can play with progressive rock bands, can play with pop bands. It's just we're that kind of band. Like we cross over a lot into different genres, and we're like kind of fringe on a lot of these styles that we do. So, you know, a lot of metalhead fans are like, "Yeah, this isn't a metal band. Why the hell are they in this competition?" And then there's a lot of prog rock nuts that are like, "Oh, this band's not progressive enough for me. Like, there's not enough crazy time signatures and modulations and you know, all that nerdy stuff." And then pop and rock listeners are like, "Oh, this band's too heavy. Like, it's too heavy for me." So, anyways, we're kind of in this gray area of, you know, like specific genres that we kind of meld everything together. And I believe it's why we won in a way, because we stood out from everybody. We kind of felt like we were the underdog the whole time. But I guess it helped us win. So yeah, we went to Wacken last month. We did it turns into like an international competition at that point. So 30 countries take their winners and do the metal battle final at the festival. And yeah, it was amazing. Like, it was my first time at Wacken, my first time in Germany outside of an airport. So that was pretty cool. And I've always wanted to go to Germany for years, like just personally, and just the fact that, you know, I did it with my band, it's like, couldn't have asked for anything better than that, right?
Now, does Wacken pay your way there, or is that something like you pay your way there and then they give you like festival passes and you get to play the gig?
Well, what happened was when we won the competition, we received $2,000 from Metal Battle Canada, and then we received an additional $1,000 from like fundraisers and the people who put on the national final in Calgary, Alberta. So yeah, the answer that I'm getting at is no, they didn't pay for our way there, but we won this prize money, and then we did like a GoFundMe crowdsourcing campaign, you know, from our fans and stuff, and we almost broke even. Yeah. Like, just, you know, on everything. But
still, I mean, if you're going to Wacken to play, I mean, you're going to go, right? Like,
yeah,
it's
totally.
not something you're going to say no to.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what I'm getting at. But even like doing the trip out to Calgary and back, so we're from Toronto, and like we thought about driving there, but it was just like, yeah, no, I'm serious. We considered it, but you know.
All right, help me out. I don't know Canadian geography. What are we talking
Bruce.
about?
From Toronto, to get from Toronto to the place where you can turn left to go west, how long is that? 2 days? Day and a half?
You asking me, Chris?
Yeah.
Well, put it this way: it takes about 28 hours to drive from Toronto to the next province west of us, Manitoba.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
really?
Dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Ontario is fucking huge.
It doesn't look big on a map, but yeah, it's massive. So, yeah, no, it would have taken us at least 3 or 4 days, like comfortably, to drive to Calgary.
And you have to go around the Great Lakes.
Totally.
That's what makes it so long.
I mean, I guess you could go through Michigan, and then again, okay, now my American geography is terrible.
Yeah, you could go down south and come back up.
Yeah,
but try going south with a shitload of band equipment.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, like they're going to be like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" And they would probably never believe us that we were just passing through the country. They probably think we're trying to get in to do gigs and that kind of thing.
Looking for work permits and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not fuck with those guys.
Yeah, no, totally. No, I agree. I mean, that's part of the reason. I know we're digressing here, but like that's part of the reason why we've never played stateside, just because it's like a chicken and an egg thing. You need a visa to get gigs, but you need in order to get gigs, you need a visa. So it's a headache, man.
You need a promoter, and you need to join the union, and you need to get a P2 visa. It's crazy.
Yeah. You need to do the AFM, the American Federation of Musicians, and then they can help you apply for a P2 visa. But even still, it's like you need to fudge your way into it a little bit. Like you need to tell whoever you're getting the visa from, it's like, oh, we have gigs already booked, and then you got to find somebody that you know in the States and like vouch for you and like fudge some sort of letter saying that they have gigs, but you actually don't. And,
really?
And then apparently the visa that you apply for expires like the day after your last date. So it's like, well, how can you make more use of it? It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just. Anyways, I'm working on my Portuguese citizenship, so I'm hoping that we can start playing in Europe more, because it just seems way easier to do that, and it makes more sense because of our style of music would be probably more well received in European countries. But
the EU has that set up so well. You know?
Oh yeah, totally, yeah, and so. Yeah, we're totally not talking about what you asked me, but
so let me interrupt you for 1 second, Nathan. Yeah. In case you haven't listened to any of these, that's what I was telling you this morning. These kind of go all over the place, and we don't end up. So don't stress it. Just go with the flow.
These are casual conversations with musicians to help people get to know who you guys are.
Yeah, cool.
And Chris has ADD or something, so he's all over the place, and it ends up being whatever.
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
Awesome.
They just got me glasses. You should have seen me before.
So don't worry about it. Wherever we go, we go. We can go back to what we were talking about.
Yeah. But Wacken was an excellent experience. We kind of did the whole VIP camping situation, and we camped out for a whole week there. We took it all in. There was all these like kind of medieval themed vendors and like activities going on. Like there was like people sitting on like this log basically, and they're like trying to whack each other with a pillow and stuff. Like it's just little games that are going on. There was like fake like UFC fighting going on with like actors and actresses that they picked beforehand, and then they had like this like a bunch of these naked chicks in a cage, and they had like face paint and body paint on. They'd bring in like people from the crowd and like embarrass them and stuff like that. That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and there was
nice.
There was 10 stages in the whole festival grounds. There was like they put up a supermarket for the first time this year, like just all for the festival goers.
Right.
And they didn't gouge you with the prices. Like everything was very reasonable. You can buy like a bottle of wine for €2. You can buy camping gear. Yeah, it was a good time, man.
Nice.
And then we had like you asked, Chris, we had like artist passes, so we took advantage of those, and we saw a bunch of bands like Side Stage. We saw Meshuggah. We saw Prophets of Rage, which is basically Rage Against the Machine, but with House of Pain, dude. Yeah. And I forget their names. I think Public Enemy. Was it Ice-T and Public Enemy?
Was it Ice-T or Ice Cube? It's one of the two.
Yeah. Oh,
it's one of the Ices. I don't know.
I'm so embarrassed right now. No. So we saw a lot of cool bands, and the show was really awesome for us. The weather was amazing, except for when we did our sound check, and there was like a 2-hour weather delay, and that but it put everything back, and as a result, because they had to condense everybody, in the schedule, because we lost 2 hours, our set time got cut, and they told us this like 5 minutes before we were supposed to play, and so it was a bit of a shit show, the moments leading up to the gig,
right.
but we did our best and gave it all we could. There's a video of us playing one of our songs at Wacken. If you just Google search the Slyde Wacken, you'll find the video.
I just want to interrupt. It's actually none of the Ices. It's Chuck D.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Public Enemy.
Yeah, Public
Enemy and the House of Pain dude who did jump around and jump around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be real.
Yeah. You could so tell that I don't know what I'm talking about right now.
What was it like, though? After all the sound check, all the bullshit was done, what was it like actually, ripping into that first song in front of a crowd?
Oh, it felt great. It felt amazing. Like, you travel so far and you stay for so long just to play like a fraction of the time that you spend getting there and back. And it felt good. I mean, so again, because of the circumstances, they evacuated all the crew and the bands and stuff, but they also evacuated all the spectators, like all the people, right? So when they told us that we were playing at a certain time, the people were still trying to come back from the evacuation. But when we started, like, there was probably like 50 people in the crowd, and most of them were probably the judges, that part of the competition.
Right.
So I mean, eventually. I mean, you'll see if you look up that video, you'll see that there are people in the crowd, and I believe that was our second song that we played, the one that's on YouTube. So like you could see that there were people there, but like it could have been way more, if there wasn't that weather delay that they issued and all that. So, but I mean, I'm not trying to complain. It's just like that was the circumstances. But
That's
Sure.
that's outdoor festivals, you know.
yeah, totally.
Shit's gonna go down sometimes.
Oh yeah. And then so no, it was great, man. Like we felt really good on stage, and despite all the bullshit that happened prior leading up to it, and yeah, I mean, I almost felt like I felt relieved after we were done, because then the whole week we got there on the Tuesday and we didn't play till Friday, so we were camping. Like I had to sleep in a tent 3 nights, and like I'm not a camper, man. Like give me a hotel room, that'll be great. I mean, but I did it, and I think doing that week of camping has kind of helped me be less avoid it less, you know what I mean, in the future. I got more experience, I guess, so to speak. But yeah, that, and like not sleeping a lot in the at nights, because you're with thousands of people in this like open field, and so it's not quiet at night. There's people partying, there's people throwing up in the distance, like there's just there's music playing. Yeah, it's
24-hour party.
So, yeah, it is. So yeah, I mean, like if I were to do it again, yeah, maybe I'd go like the day before, and leave the camping gear at home. But yeah, we had to bring an entire suitcase of camping gear, because they don't. I mean, you could buy stuff there, but we didn't know that. We didn't.
Right.
We wanted to make sure that we had everything that we needed to be fairly comfortable, right? So. Yeah. But yeah, it was a cool experience. And then once we did the gig and once we were done, like I felt like we could just relax and party a bit, and that's when I checked out a lot of the bands, like side stage and stuff, and we did a lot of exploring. And yeah, so it was just like it was 30 bands, and we didn't make top 5, because with top 5, like you get cash prizes and like a little more recognition. And then I'm sure all the press were like interviewing the top 5 winners. We got 12th, I think. Yeah, 12th out of 30. That's which is good. Like nothing to be upset about.
Oh, hell no. It's a top half for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I think we placed higher than the American winner. Sorry, guys.
Hey.
I just figured I'd mention that. But
hey, I got no allegiance, man.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it was Monarch was great too. That was the American band. They were like a thrash metal. Yeah, really cool dudes. We hung out with them a bit. Yeah. And yeah, there was a couple other bands we met. The Irish band Greyface, they were really cool. And Baby Heartless from Norway was really awesome. Facing the Gallows from South Africa. Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple other ones I can't think of right now. Yeah.
All right, so I know you said you've got 2 full lengths out. Are you guys working on any new material?
Yeah, we're doing like 10 anniversary shows right now. We have 2 coming up this weekend, and then 3 then the following week, and then that's it. We only did like 8 shows, but it's like we've been about for 10 years. We're playing like all these tunes that we haven't played in a really long time. So like a lot of our old school fans are pretty stoked about that. But right after the last show, we're going into production mode, and we're going to hit the studio probably like in November, maybe late November or so, and start tracking for probably an EP, just like maybe 4 or 5 songs.
Nice. Where are you going to track it?
Good question. We don't know yet.
Gotcha.
We're still kind of shopping around for producers, and well, not so much producers, because we tend to self-produce all the time, but like engineers and studios. So we're kind of just shopping around right now. Yeah. And we've met a couple people at some of our shows, some producers that seemed really interested in us. So, yeah.
Are all those songs written already then? Ready to go?
No. I'd say about 50 to 60% is written. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say. So, I mean, it's always a work in progress, you find time in your life when you're not doing life things to sit down and with the instrument in your hand and you come up with some creative ideas or, something like that. So
do you guys all write together? Or is it more the efforts of one particular member of the band?
It's me. Yeah. I mean, I mostly do everything. Like I'll compose, that's kind of how I see it. I'm composing, not songwriting, and I'll write all the drum parts and, bass guitar, keyboards, guitar, vocal melodies. present it to the band members, and then like usually in sheet music for Sarah the pianist and Alberto our bass player, and then our drummer usually just learns by ear, right? But and then I do some pre-production too, like with my home studio. Like I have like Cubase, and I have like some VSTs and stuff where I can bring up like a drum kit and lay a kit or a drum pattern down or whatever, and then just plug in my guitar to the interface and load up Guitar Rig and just get some kind of shitty guitar sound or whatever works for demoing, right? And then just record something and then export it and send it to the guys and see what they think. And so when I present the music to the band members, they usually make it their own. Like they'll make it, like maybe I'll write a drum part that's just physically impossible or just dumb to play on the kit, and then they make it more tasteful and human like, and then it kind of all comes together like that. So
nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Chris?
I don't have anything else. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us
Hold
today.
on. Hold on.
What the fuck? No, I just don't want to I don't want to subject you because you're a fellow Canadian. I don't want to subject you to what's coming here.
Oh yeah, what's this? So you got a little surprise for me there, buddy?
Chris is trying to get out of this, but so at this point in the interviews, I usually have a list of most ridiculous questions you could possibly imagine, just to put you on the spot and see what you come up with.
All right, let's do it.
You seem to have a decent sense of humor, so you're good with it?
Kind of. I'm a bit of a goofball, but yeah, let's see what we got.
If they bother you, we could end it where Chris said we don't want to go any further. But
dude, there's no boundaries that I won't cross.
Okay, well then keep that in mind.
Okay.
Would you rather have 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
The latter. I want a little. I want a big duck. Yeah, so I can ride him.
Big duck.
So I can ride him into the sunset.
Okay.
Love to see that in downtown Toronto.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I love watching Chris's face because half the time he has no idea what I'm coming up with. Would you rather have a third eye or a third arm?
Oh, definitely third arm. Okay, I'm gonna get perverted with this one.
No, please do.
So our old bass player Nick and I had this running joke where he'd be walking down, in public somewhere, and he sees like a really good looking girl, and he's like, "Oh, dude," he's like, "I wish I could start third arming right now." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, like you have like a prosthetic arm, like just out and dangling out in public, where actually your real arm is just cranking away. So yes, a third arm. Yeah,
beautiful. So I didn't even know that story, and this was relevant.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
All right, so let's see here. I got 2 more for you. Are these okay so far?
Oh, I'm just getting started.
All right, well then it's cool. Maybe I have more than 2. We'll see what ends up. If let's see, would you rather have nosy neighbors or noisy neighbors?
Nosy neighbors, because I like talking to people. I like making friends, and noisy neighbors. Well, I live in an apartment building, so if I have noisy neighbors, I'm trying to sleep. That's not good, and I treat my neighbors with the same respect. Like I'd never play anything. I'm not playing any of my instruments past 11 p.m. You know what I mean? So
right.
It's just like
I'm getting a vibe from you that sleep is really important to you.
Me? No. No. I mean, well, maybe.
You're like, in Wacken, I couldn't sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I was like, well, of course you can. It's fucking Wacken.
Well, you know what, dude? It's like when you're a singer in a band and this stuff isn't that easy to sing if you're not feeling right, that day. It's like you need your sleep, man.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah. So.
All right, 2 more. A penguin walks into the room right now, right through the door, wearing a sombrero. Why is he here, and what does he say?
Oh fuck! That's a loaded question. Man, I'm not creative when it comes to this kind of silly stuff. Can you repeat that?
Sure, I can move on. You want to just move on?
No. I want to try this. Like maybe repeat it, and then I could just jog my creativity.
A penguin walks through the door right now wearing a sombrero. What does he say, and why is he here? First thing off the top of your head, go.
Nathan, come with me. You have to have these tacos with me. I don't know.
Beautiful. All right, last one.
Let me answer that one.
Go.
I don't know what happened last night, but it was hot.
I totally.
All right,
played
last
like
one.
yeah,
You're stranded on a deserted island. You take 3 records for eternity, assuming you've got a solar-powered CD player. What are they?
Animals by Pink Floyd.
Ooh.
Probably this is just obligatory, but Scenes from Memory by Dream Theater.
Songs.
And I don't know. Holographic Universe by Scar Symmetry.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good choice. I haven't heard that record in a long time.
Oh yeah, you're a Scar Symmetry fan?
Yeah, I actually saw them. I think they opened for Megadeth a few years ago.
Okay, so
I think
you
it was
saw
Star
them.
Symmetry, Meshuggah, and Megadeth.
So you saw them after Christian left the band.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the guy from what band is he? Piers, I think his name is. I can't remember. He's in another pretty big metal band. He was
Okay.
on loan for the trip. Well, cool, man. That's all I've got, Nathan. Thank you for
Cool,
taking
man.
the time. I'll let you know when it goes up. I'll send you a
Rock on.
link.
Yeah, totally. That'd be great. It was nice meeting you guys and nice chatting
Same
with
here.
you.
Pretty good. Nice guy.
Yeah, very nice guy. Well, cool, man. That's all I've got.
Me too.
Thanks for listening. Keep it metal.
Hey, you're not going to put my phone number on this podcast, are you?
Yeah, and everyone, call that number that was just there.
Don't you fucking dare.
I'm going to disconnect this and call you.
All right. Cheers.
All right, bye.